Tesla has made history by selling Chinese-made automobiles in North America for the first time. The Model S and Model X in the United States have recently seen a price increase. However, we will discuss why this increase is beneficial in the long term. So, sit back, relax, and join us as we examine the most recent Tesla news and the future of this innovative electric car manufacturer. Exploring the differences between the Canadian and US versions of the Tesla Model Y. If you are considering purchasing a Model Y in Canada, you should know that this version has different configurations than the cheapest version currently available in the United States. For instance, the Canadian model is a rear-wheel drive, whereas the American model is an all-wheel drive. According to the website, the Canadian version has an official range of 394 kilometers, approximately 50 kilometers less than the US version. Interestingly, the Canadian variant accelerates more slowly, with a 0 to 100 kilometers per hour time of 6.9 seconds compared to 5.2 seconds for the conventional US version. The differences in acceleration are presumably because the Canadian model is rear-wheel drive and the American model is all-wheel drive. Notably, the Canadian variant of the Model Y is roughly 320 kilograms heavier than its American counterpart. This may indicate that the Canadian model is manufactured not in the United States, but in Tesla's Shanghai factory in China. Tesla's Chinese-made Model Y. If you're wondering why Tesla is selling this Chinese-made Model Y in Canada and what advantages and disadvantages it offers consumers, the primary benefit is the reduced price. Moreover, in certain Canadian provinces, consumers can receive a subsidy of up to $12,000, which may have prompted Tesla to release this model. This subsidy allows Canadian consumers to purchase the new Model Y for approximately 48,000 Canadian dollars, a competitive price. Due to Canada's higher latitudes, the range of this vehicle is already reduced, and I am particularly interested in the performance of the LFP batteries in frigid weather. Things to consider before purchasing a Chinese-made Model Y in Canada. If you intend to purchase the Chinese-made Model Y in Canada, you should know its warranty is shorter than the standard US warranty. It still has an 8-year duration, but the mileage limit has been reduced to approximately 32,000 kilometers or 20,000 miles. The limit depends on whether the mileage or the number of years is reached first. This automobile is ideal for those who do not require long-distance travel, especially during the winter months when its range may decrease substantially. However, vehicles assembled in China are of higher quality than those created in the United States. This, combined with Model Y's competitive price and government subsidies, may increase demand in Canada. However, if orders for this rise in vehicles increase significantly, inventory pressure in China may decrease, leading to lengthier wait periods for a Model Y price reduction in China. Tesla's sales strategy is highly adaptable, but it is unknown why Musk denied this news in November 2020 and what caused him to alter his mind. Tesla raises Model S and Model X prices in US market. Tesla's price is flexible again. On the 21st, Tesla boosted US Model S and Model X prices by up to $2,500 after a considerable decline in its stock price on the 20th. Concerns that Tesla has lowered costs too much prompted this pricing revision. A 3-year free supercharging deal awaits those who bought after the price rise. The price rise may benefit you if your monthly supercharging charges exceed $70. You can charge whenever you want with free supercharging. This helps in areas like California where power bills have risen dramatically. Earning back the $2,500 price difference in 3 years is easy if you drive a lot. Some may benefit from this price increase. Ask Tesla owners who had lifetime free supercharging before 2018 and 2019. They still consider it cost-effective despite rising power bills. Tesla's new trade-in offers. Tesla is attempting to recover the cost of free supercharging for life by introducing new trade-in offers. In February, those willing to trade in their vehicles received an additional $5,000 discount. Now, Tesla has a new strategy for owners who still qualify for free supercharging for life. If they purchase a new vehicle before the end of June, they can retain their old vehicle but forfeit their permanent eligibility for supercharging. Their new car will receive 6 years of complimentary supercharging. It remains to be seen how many owners will be enticed by this offer, given that electric vehicles have a relatively simple structure and can still be driven affordably with an obsolete battery. However, Tesla's lifetime free supercharging offer was a tremendous benefit, particularly for those who use their vehicle for work. Tesla's autonomous driving tech and increased capital expenditures. A look at its future. Tesla's autonomous driving technology and its recent increase in capital expenditures may interest you. While Elon Musk has expressed confidence in achieving full self-driving by the end of the year, this assertion is contested. Tesla must continue to make substantial investments in FSD and production capacity plants. On the 24th, Tesla increased its capital expenditure forecast to $7 billion to $9 billion over the next 3 years, causing their stock price to decline by more than 3% before closing at 1.53%. As Tesla's profitability is already declining, FSD's success is crucial to its future, as it relies on software to support its profits. However, the current $15,000 for the features may represent a ceiling. The future performance of Tesla remains to be seen. And that completes our video for today. We hope you enjoyed learning the incredible updates of Tesla models. Which of them are you most excited about? Tell us in the comments below. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to Tech Bros for more content such as this.